Hi tea lovers, Kiran from Auckland. It's 10:30 at night. Well, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are. Welcome to Glow Power Teas. Today I'm going to talk a little about the tea making utensils and especially the Western style of tea brewing. And my next video will be on the ceremonial style of tea brewing. I've done little bits and pieces here and there, but I will talk about ceremonial style in my next video in detail. Thank you for watching and making up the time for watching. So, tea lovers, you must be knowing that lots of tea is available in the market now, different types of tea bags and so on. A lot of people think it's very difficult to make loose tea leaf or it's too much of a hassle. But is it really? Because in the 20th century, most of the tea was loose tea and was made by people like us till the convenience of these tea bags came up. These came up in the early 90s, the tea bags. But what is this tea? This is really the powder, the dust of the tea. If you see here, yeah. So you see it is just the dust of the tea. You know, when they are sieving the tea, pan frying and whatever is left at the bottom on the mats and everything, that is all collected and put into tea bags. So this is really dust of the tea. It's not got that kind of nutrition value as well as the reason why if you're taking it for health benefits. No, it doesn't have that much. And most importantly, these tea bags, they block by filling in water in them, whether it's your mug or it's your kettle or whatever may be, they become like balloons, and then that water doesn't allow it to open out these leaves, however small they may be, the dust even, they don't allow it to open up properly. So what happens is it keeps on rotating within that little tea bag. So we have the pyramid style, which is called the silk tea bags these days. Well, it's not silk, it's some kind of a plasticky thing. And it has been proven by a lot of research studies that there is plastic waste in these tea bags. So for health reasons, tea lovers, please don't take this tea. You should be taking this loose leaf tea instead. Okay, I've got these few utensils in front of me. I just thought I'll explain how easy it is to do the loose leaf tea style. So let's say I would just want to make a mug for myself or a cup of tea for myself, and green tea if it is. I don't need too much, I just need this kind of a mug which has a infuser in it, which is almost as big as the mug. Totally fills it like that. And what happens is that you put the tea leaves in this. You put the tea leaves in this. And you just cover it. Once it's ready, whether you want it for 30 seconds or you want it for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Well, Western style tea is like you take little tea and you brew it for a long time, like 2 minutes. Whereas the Japanese and the Chinese Gong Fu style is that you keep it only for a few seconds, 5, 10, 20, 40 seconds, not for minutes. And that's why they use a lot of tea. But Western style, we use maybe 1 teaspoon of tea. And so we put it into this, we brew it. I'm just putting 90 degrees, 95 degrees of water in this. I cover it. You get these kind of things in glass as well, see-through glass with glass infusers, and you get steel infusers in glass also. There's so many varieties and so much to choose from in the tea utensils that it's nobody's business. It's so difficult. Yeah. So while this tea is brewing, I'll just show you a little thing I did before. I was making some tea for myself, and I made it in this small little ball kind of a you see here. Now the tea leaves have not been able to expand properly, or you can say open up properly. They should be opening up, but because in this style there is so little room to open up that you don't get the right extract of tea. So these small ones, whichever style they may be, these are quite useless if you're talking about tea for health. Now let's see this. So what we do is we just take this out. It's been about a minute, and here's the lid, and you pop your infuser on the lid. Now if you took it to your garden outside, how difficult was it to do this? Just put it there, and here you're enjoying this lovely green tea within a minute or 2 minutes at the most. So that's so easy. So coming back to these kind of infusers, these are really a no-no. There's so many fancy ones these days. You see, you can put your tea. This is a brass one I have, and there's another steel one. You see, you put your leaves in this. You can imagine how much the leaves are going to expand. Not really at all. So these are quite useless. You need to go for bigger infusers. Okay, this, if you find that this is too big for you, and you want to make a kettle for 2 people also, then you can go for kettles like this, which have these little baskets. Now, the tea leaves can definitely expand in these much better than any of this. Then you have this kind of fancy stuff as well. So it's comes separately, not with the mug, but comes separately. This is from T2. T2 is an Australian brand of tea, and they make these little accessories also, very cute ones. So you put your tea here, you cover it like that, and after it's ready, you uncover and you pop your infuser there. Yes. So what you need is room to expand. Whatever the utensil may be, you need room to expand. Coming further, now if you're wanting to serve 3 or 4 people, you could have big ones like this. Again, they have big infusers. You could have a glass infuser in a glass one, or you could have a steel one in a glass infuser, whatever the case may be, but there is room to expand. That means that all the tea is not, jam-packed, and it's not releasing much. If you're doing different brews of the same tea, never keep the tea leaves in water. Once it's done, just take them out, and maybe you can put it in the fridge also. So when they're jam-packed, the catechins are not released properly, or in the Western style where you keep for 3 or 4 minutes the tea, even all the tannins come out. When the tannins come out, it makes the tea bitter, and the tannins can come out if you brew it for too long, or if you keep the water temperature too high. If if let's say for green tea it should be 75 or 80 degrees, and you put in 100 degrees or 95 degrees, naturally it will take out the tannins as well. The tannins just make it bitter. There is really no health hazard with the tannins, but it just makes it bitter. Whereas if you have the room for it to expand, the tea leaves, it's going to release slowly and slowly everything. Another point, for Western style of soft teas like green tea is considered soft, you don't need to rinse the tea. Some people do rinse it, that is, put some water, immediately take it out so the leaves are sort of washed. But you don't need to do it with soft teas. You can do it maybe with oolongs, yes, because they are hard teas, especially those which are balls, rolled like balls rather than leaflets. So yeah, so when you have 4 or 5 people and you want to put the tea in mugs, you can do it from here, and you can take this out and put this in the fridge afterwards. How easy is it? It's not difficult at all. And I think that that's all that I wanted to explain today, mainly about that you can have just a mug for yourself. Yes, you need to invest in a mug which will be a little more expensive than this mug, but then look at the utility and the convenience of it, and you will buy good tea, have good tea. And because you can use this tea 2 or 3 times, even 4 times, Western style, you can brew it 2 to 3 times, because in the first go only you are steeping it for 1 minute or even 2 minutes, so you can have it maybe 2 or 3 times. But at least 2-3 times will give you value. It's not just that you are throwing away money, no. And if you think that these work out to be cheaper, the tea bags, no, they don't, because you can't, they are not reusable really. You can put them in your garden pots, but you can't use them again and again. Yeah, as it is, everything has been taken out from there, and it's either in the bag or some of it is in your cup of tea. And that's all from me today, and thank you.